Hi, welcome back. I am Chef Sandy, and today we're going on an adventure through Thailand. I traveled to Thailand back in the beginning of my first career, which was actually in technology. And I had the pleasure of spending about 2 months there, and I absolutely fell in love with the cuisine. But right now, I'm working as a chef on my charter catamaran, a 62-foot luxury sailing catamaran, sailing in the Virgin Islands and New England. So let's go back to Thailand for a moment, though. So today we're going to start out by making a gorgeous soup. This is called Tom Kha Gai, and it's a chicken soup. It's a chicken in a coconut kind of a broth soup. So we'll start by sauteing some onions and having these guys get caramelized. Then we'll add a little bit of garlic and then some ginger and then a little bit of jalapeno. You can add more or less depending on your heat preference. Also, if you have access to Thai chilies, those are also delicious. So I recommend those as well. Now, it's important to note that we're actually going to be straining these aromatics out later. So if they're not, if they're chopped in a little bit bigger pieces, that is just fine and not a problem at all. Then we'll be adding a little bit of lemongrass. Lemongrass is a beautiful ingredient. You can usually find it right in the produce section of your market, and it has an amazing amount of flavor. So we'll be adding that. Then I have some kaffir lime leaves. On a previous episode, we talked a little bit about those. That's a beautiful it looks like a bay leaf, but it has a wonderful lime flavor, and it really adds a lot of character to the dish. These leaves I actually dehydrated myself, so I'm kind of proud of that. And I've been using them, and they are fabulous. Now, one of the awesome ingredients is this is a red curry paste, and that is just going to give us an amazing depth of flavor. You can usually find that in the international aisle at your market, or if you go to a specialty market, then they will certainly have it, and you can always order it online, okay? So we're letting these come together for just a moment, and then we will add this is just some chicken broth, okay? So about 2 cups of chicken broth, and then we will just let these flavors marry for probably about 30 minutes, and we'll just have this on a medium simmer and let it just come together. It smells so amazing already. Then when we come back, we'll include the rest of our ingredients, and we'll go through those when we add them to our pot. Experience the wonder of a holiday at sea in the Virgin Islands or New England on your very own private yacht. You'll experience a fantasy-filled week of white sand beaches, amazing sunsets, gourmet meals, and the best time you can possibly imagine. Make memories with your friends and family that you will never forget. Email us at info@sailthedream.com or visit www.sailthedream.com for more details. Have you ever said, "I'll take that dream vacation someday"? Well, at Cool Cat Charters, someday is now. We offer all-inclusive private yacht charters at every price point, for the more budget-minded traveler up to a full luxury experience. Come celebrate your special occasion or just schedule a family getaway in the gorgeous Caribbean islands. Sail the beautiful islands of the Caribbean and see why so many people just can't get enough. Visit coolcatcharters.com to see a listing of our featured yachts, or contact us to learn more about the many other sailing and motor yachts available for charter in the islands. All right, our aromatics have melded and they're all ready to go. So I'm going to strain the aromatics out. I've already poured our base into this little crock. So I'm just going to strain out, I hope you can see the beautiful colors there, but I'm going to strain out all that lemongrass, the kaffir lime leaves, the onions, the peppers, and the garlic. So we're just going to get all the liquid out from that, and then we'll set this aside. Now we're adding some coconut milk. This is about 2 cups of coconut milk. And then we'll be adding in our beautiful chicken. And you can also do this with shrimp if you like, or you can do it with just veggies. I'm going to be adding in some beautiful mushrooms, then a little bit of fish sauce to give that a little bit of a kick. A bit of sugar. We'll add a little bit of sugar now, and again, this is just for balance, to balance out all that citrus and the fish sauce. And here comes some lime juice, okay? So, wow, it's beautiful color. So let's give this a stir, and we'll give it a little taste with our tasting spoons and see if we need to adjust anything. Let's see how we're doing. It looks so pretty already. And then when we're finished, we'll garnish it with these beautiful things in front. Ooh, that tastes quite nice. I think I will add a little bit more sugar. All right, now we'll let this just simmer and cook down while we get our pad Thai fried rice together. And then on top of that, we're going to be placing a little Thai chicken satay. Hello again, and we are back. So the next phase of our beautiful Thai meal is going to be making a pad Thai fried rice. Everybody loves pad Thai, and this is kind of it's a play on pad Thai, but it's with rice instead of the rice noodle. If you'd like just the regular pad Thai, you can do this exact same recipe, but use the rice noodle instead of just regular rice. I like to use jasmine rice for this dish, and when you make fried rice of any kind, it's important that you cook the rice ahead and refrigerate it overnight, because it needs to kind of just, you know, dry out a little bit and not be that steamy, fluffy rice. It just doesn't work if you use fresh rice. So I have my pan up to temp here, and I'm just going to add in some rice. Oh yes, and love that sizzle. So I'm going to add in a little bit of rice, and now the key is to not touch it for a little bit, okay? Because we want that to just get a little crispy, crunchy coating on the bottom. My job is now to leave that alone. So while that's going, I'm going to move over and I am going to do the rest of the components for the fried rice. We're going to start with an egg. So I have it right here, and you can scramble it if you like. Sometimes I like to leave it whole. I'll scramble it a little bit. So I'm just going to put this egg in my other pan and just let that cook up. Once this egg is finished, I'm just going to bring it off to the side and let it rest while we put the rest of the ingredients together. So I'm going to hit this with a little bit of our beautiful sel de fleur, and then a couple of grinds of some fresh pepper. All right. Fabulous. So this will be ready in just a minute, and then like I mentioned, we'll pull it off and add in our veggies. All right, our eggs are looking beautiful and they're ready to come off the heat. So I'll just pull them off. I'm just going to put them on this plate right here, and we'll set that aside. And now next we will just add our veggies to the pan. So for this, I'm going to do a little bit of charred Brussels sprouts and some charred shaved carrots. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil to that pan. It's beautiful temperature. And let's add our Brussels in. We want to be careful not to overcrowd that pan because we want to get a nice good char on these Brussels. These Brussels actually have been sitting at room temperature for a little while, so they're not cold, which is great. And I shaved these Brussels using the same technique that we used in the prior episode. Actually, it was episode 101 when we did our quinoa salad. So if you want to take a look at that technique and how we shave these up, just feel free to go back to that episode. So we'll get some char on these, and we will add some carrots to this pan as well. And once they get a little bit caramelized, we will be able to set them aside and then add them to our pad Thai fried rice when we're ready to plate. All right, all of the components of our pad Thai fried rice are ready. So we'll assemble these, and then we'll move on to do our chicken satay and then put it all together. But first, let's finish the pad Thai fried rice. First, I'd like you to just see how beautiful that crust of the rice is there. And that's that crispy, crunchy on the bottom because I didn't stir the rice around too much. So that's great. You don't want too much of it, but just to get a little bit of a mouthfeel from that is really nice when you're eating this dish. So into my rice, I'll take my Brussels and my carrots that I charred, and I'll just add these in. And then I also have an egg set aside here. So we'll just mix this right in. I'll grab my egg, I'll add it back to the pan, and then we will finish this with a little bit of the pad Thai sauce. So I make my own pad Thai sauce. I'll list the ingredients out on my website. You can buy store-made pad Thai sauce, but as you know, always, I think it's always better when it's homemade. It takes a few ingredients: fish sauce, soy sauce, a little tamarind paste, so lots of great stuff in there, some ginger. Here's my homemade version of my pad thai sauce. It's pretty pungent, so when you add this, I highly recommend just going little by little and giving it a taste. All right, so I'm just gonna put in a little bit and we'll stir it around and we'll check it out and see what we think. All right, maybe a little bit more. Then when we finish this, we'll garnish it with some chopped peanuts and some lime slices. All right, it's looking good so far. Let's give it a quick bite and see what we think. It's delicious and a little bit crunchy. All right, come on back and we'll be doing our Thai chicken satay. Okay, we're on the last component of our beautiful Thai meal. So this is a Thai chicken satay. So chicken satay comes on a skewer, and I have this marinated in some coconut milk, cilantro, red curry paste, a little fish sauce. All the ingredients will be on my website at yachtchefsandy.com. So I'm placing this into a preheated pan, and we'll get these going. And I also want to talk about a different cooking technique that we spoke about in one of my previous episodes, but that's using the sous vide. So when you use a sous vide, you're cooking your food under a water bath. You have it in either a Ziploc bag like this or a vacuum sealed bag, and you just cook it for a longer period of time at a consistent temperature. And what it does is it really tenderizes your protein and it just makes it absolutely beautiful. So we're going to be doing 2 skewers that are just raw, the traditional cooking method, and then we're also going to cook 2 sous vide skewers. So I'll just place these in with my other skewers. I'm going to make sure that they do not touch the raw protein, although at the end of the day everything will be cooked, but I'll just be really careful to keep them separate, and we'll cook them up and we'll be able to compare and see what we think about the way the different skewers cooked up, the texture, the flavor, the taste, and we'll see what we think. All right, so we'll give these a minute to cook and we'll be back. All right, we are back and all of our pad thai fried rice meal is complete. So we're going to go ahead and plate everything up. We'll start by just plating a little bit of the pad thai fried rice in the bottom of this dish. I love this dish. It has kind of a low base and then high sides, so that's going to give us a lot of height and some drama, which is always fun when we're plating. So once we get this fried rice in here, we'll be adding our skewers right on top. So as I mentioned, we did the skewers in 2 different methods. One method is our traditional grill pan, and that's this one. Beautiful caramelization there, looks fabulous. And our other skewer, we did sous vide and then finished in the grill pan. Also beautiful caramelization. I find that a lot of times when you do things in the sous vide, it tends to come out a little bit more tender. So I anticipate a little bit of a textural difference, and I'm sure they'll both be delicious. They both smell really delicious. So now we'll go ahead and garnish these with a little bit of green onion, a little bit of cilantro. And I know sometimes people don't like cilantro. That's fine, just omit it if you don't like it. No worries. And then a little bit of crushed peanuts. I like to use the honey roasted peanuts because they're a little bit sweet. And so those are good, but you can certainly use dry roasted or the cocktail peanuts, whatever you have, whatever you like. All right, and then finally a little lime wedge on the side. So you can just squeeze that right on top of your pad thai. All right, gorgeous, that's beautiful. So now let's plate our soup, which is a really pretty color. And our mushrooms are right on top. All right, look how gorgeous this is. All right, so Tom Kha Gai with pad thai fried rice, topped with Thai chicken satay skewers. And just on that soup, I'll just add another little bit of cilantro as a garnish. All right, everybody, thanks. I hope you enjoyed cooking this along with me. I really appreciate you watching. Please visit my website, yachtchefsandy.com, and I hope to see you there and hope to see you out on the high seas.